and welcome to another episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty, and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the land where this conversation takes place, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Today I'm chatting to Roger Liu at Laurus in Carlton. I first met Roger last November when I wrote about Laurus for Broadsheet. Laurus is a sleek and sophisticated modern Chinese restaurant which was just about to open when I went down there. I went down to Carlton after teaching all day at school to meet owner Boyang Fu and chef Roger and hear all about it. They brought out beautiful cocktails and a selection of delicious dishes, and a couple of hours later I very happily sailed out into the evening with a great story and the feeling that I definitely wanted to go back for the fall-apart beef rib, the caramel-glazed eggplant, but also to hear more about Roger's story. Because Roger is very impressive. He was 17 when he came to Melbourne from China to do the Cordon Bleu cookery course. 8 years later, and he's head chef and the one who came up with the name Laurus. This is less surprising when you meet Roger. He knows exactly what he wants, and he's single-minded in his approach to food, his career and the future. I spoke to Roger before service, so while I've ticked off hearing more about his story, I still need to get back there for his delicious food. Shall I see you there? Now, this coffee, is this the coffee from China, or is it?
No,
it's delicious.
We use lightly roasted beans, which it's produced from Sydney.
Okay.
And it's called reformatory, the brand of the beans.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the tea that comes from your area.
Yeah, the tea is not really from my area. Like there is some selections it's from my area, but there is other selections it's from the different regions of China because geographically, like different regions, they produce different kind of teas. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't even know before I met some of the girls that were down at in Hawthorn at 4 Kilo Fish, I think it was called.
Oh, and, the beans from there. It's from
area.
Yunnan.
Oh, I had no idea, from Yunnan, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't really sort of. Yeah, it's a vast country, China, isn't it? So.
Yeah, it is.
Where are you from? Which part of?
It's the eastern part of China.
Yeah.
It's a city called Changzhou. It's 150 kilometers away from Shanghai.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is that a small town or a big city?
To be honest, the population is similar to Melbourne.
Yeah.
But consider like this huge population in China, it's like a medium-sized city to
Sure.
Chinese city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you were growing up, did you always want to be a chef? Was that an idea you had?
Not really. Actually, at the beginning, like, I always trying to get into the business. That's my a goal for long term. And chef. So after I finished the high school, but I got a bit lost with the target. I kind of think, so what's the point? Like if I go to get a bachelor degree of business or kind of straight away and with no cutting point into the industry. So, and I just start searching, what am I actually interested in? And suddenly there is ads from Cordon Bleu coming up because that time the Cordon Bleu just established their school here in the second time. They're doing a lot of ads, and I saw this and I said, I might interested in this one.
Yeah.
And actually after getting into that, started learning cookery, I did find it's I do have passion, and I start to build up the passion more and more. So yeah, there is a certain bit of time I think, I will become a great chef in the future probably.
Yeah. Well, already you've come a long way in a short space of time. So you were 17 when you came to Melbourne.
What was sorry?
Were you 17 when you came to Melbourne?
Yes, correct.
Was that a big decision to make? I feel like 17.
That's actually pushed by my family.
Okay.
Like my parents, my dad always themselves. They always want to go overseas to see. My dad. So he wants to go to Japan, but he never got a chance because my grandpa didn't gave him the chance. What he said is. Yeah.
So, did you come? Did they come with you, or you came by yourself?
At the beginning, I came by myself, and after that, my mum visits me sometimes.
Still, it's a big move to make from China to Melbourne.
Yeah.
And so you came over to do that Cordon Bleu course.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does that mean? So when you start there, how many years does it take, or what's the structure of it?
Yeah. So the course I was taking, it's advanced diploma of hospitality management in commercial cookery. And it takes about a bit more than 3 years because there are half year you need to complete a placement, which with all the study things you probably do a bit more than 2.5 years. Yeah.
And so where did you have your placements?
It's a restaurant called Cesar. It's actually it's my first official full-time position there. Start from apprentice chef, and I did get a lot of kicks there, in the commercial kitchen, because that's my first full-time position. And but I did learn a lot of things. There was a relatively small kitchen, about 7 to 8 chefs work there.
What kind of food was that?
It's modern Middle Eastern.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Modern Armenian.
That's interesting. So when you're learning at Le Cordon Bleu, you'd be learning French techniques?
Yes, French techniques.
Was that hard to go into a Middle Eastern kitchen after that? Would you have preferred a French kitchen, or it didn't really matter to you?
Well, it's actually a mind change to me when I work in a kind of modern Middle Eastern restaurant. I didn't imagine I grow up in a French cuisine with a lot of French techniques, a lot of French terminologies, and I was worrying about when I go into a Middle Eastern thing. To be honest, the first time I was reading the menu, and I got no idea what hummus is, what lavash is, what baklava is.
Yeah.
But actually, when I get into the kitchen, you don't feel that much difference because they're modern Armenian, but with all the kitchen techniques, they are still doing not all of the French, but there are French influenced.
Yeah.
So when, for example, when chef asks you to chop brunoise shallots, you get it straight away. You know what brunoise shallots is, and that. So it's still. Well, the kitchen is managed by white people, and they are knowledge from the TAFE or whatever they call it here. So it's all actually start from French, and then they start to bring their culture or whatever the idea is to the business to make it modern Armenian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And how long were you there?
Roughly about a year.
It's a good length of time for that. So you did your apprenticeship, and then did you go up a rank there, or that was just you just spent that year being an apprentice, and then went somewhere else? After
that, after being apprentice there for half year, and I got my C4 certificate 4, so I can be a chef, and I asked to become a commis chef there, and so I did become a commis chef there for a bit further, about a half year more.
Okay.
And then after that, I go back to school, focus a bit on the advanced diploma. So that moment we was mainly doing restaurant management course. So you mainly learning how to set up your own restaurant and start a business.
Okay.
And after that, I went to the Atlantic, which is a restaurant in Crown. Yeah.
So there's a lot of seafood there.
Yeah, that's mainly seafood, and then steaks, a lot of meats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was another change. Had you done much work with seafood?
To be honest, it's the when I was in Cesar, I experienced to be honest, after I start in Lake Cordon Bleu, in about half year's time, I know my goal is still going to jump into the business in one day. But I got a bit clear vision. So when I'm in the kitchen, I always know I need to learn like the different angles of operations.
Sure.
So what I do is in the sections, I always push myself to learn new tasks. When I get one task learned, I always ask chef, so what else I can do. The same after I learned and managed one section for about 2-3 months later, I'll ask chef, so can I jump into next section if it's available in the kitchen. So in the Caesar, I did experience the 3 sections, so which is larder, pastry, and then a bit grill. After grill, I left. When I jump on board to the Atlantic, I start in larder, and that time there was a demi chef left, and so I replaced him in larder section as a demi chef. And then it's pretty funny in there because they do have a CDP chef take over the pastry section by himself, and in that time, like there was a particular time, like it's a bit busy in pastry section. So, you know, as a commercial cookery chef, most commercial cookery chef, they don't want to touch pastry.
It's a particular thing, isn't
yes,
it?
Yes, there is because in the start of the journey, you choose to become a commercial cookery chef or you choose to become a patisserie chef. A lot of people, they just want to like stay in hot dishes, savory dishes. They don't want to touch desserts like this. It's messy, it's disgusting, but to be honest, I don't care. Like I want to learn more recipes, more operation ways. So I asked chef if I can jump into a dessert, and he said, oh, fantastic, I can't find anyone to replace or to fit into the dessert section. If you want to, then great. And so I learned the dessert section for about 3 months, and the daily operation, so I can easily take care. And after that, I think it's the mid of 2019, and there was a big change with all HR staff in the Atlantic group.
Yeah.
And they start to cut down all the casuals. So that time, the hot section got the people shortage problem. So I asked chef if I can shift it to hot section. So in the Atlantic, I pretty much experienced 80% of the section there, and I did grow up as a CDP there. So for myself, after I manage a section well, I always want to move to next one. That's that's the path I become chef.
But I think that's stood you in really good stead, because to be a head chef, I think you must have a good understanding of all the sections. So then, did you go somewhere else after the Atlantic before?
No, so
in COVID.
In COVID, I was doing casuals there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Oh, so how did Laurus come about? Because that's a huge jump.
Yes. So I didn't imagine that I can do a restaurant in such this short time.
No.
After the Atlantic, I always know I want to have my own restaurant, but the first goal is actually a cafe. Yeah. I know what my budget is, and I know what's my knowledge with the food, with the kitchen operation. So I do have that amount of experience. I don't expect it to get that much high. And also, so the way I met Boyang, which is the partner of this business, it's actually from another friend. He was working on a Boyang as a casual, and he said, oh, my boss wants to jump onto a cafe project. And that time, it was linked up to me perfectly because I want to have a cafe. And I went to him, we did have a decent chat, and we decided to go to a cafe. But from the kitchen perspective, and I did have a bit hospitality industry view. So, but still, like there is a lot of things missed from us. And then we got Quentin on board with us. At the beginning, the goal is still cafe, but after that, we took this place and we did the financial plan. We found if we're doing a cafe here, it's never gonna afford the rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and with Quentin, he do get a heaps of experience, more than 20 years in the industry, managed a couple of very successful restaurants like Vaudemont or Hurrington in it's a winery in the Yarra Valley.
Yes.
So yeah, he do get a couple of successful projects, and we expect to get more from him as well.
Yeah.
And after that, we did a financial plan. We found we need to do a restaurant here. So the plan turns from a cafe to a restaurant.
Was that daunting? Were you worried about?
Yeah, definitely, yes. But actually, I never but like, yes, I did worry at the beginning, but like, I'm also excited because I'm not too interested in cafe, and I've never done cafe before, to be honest.
That's true. I guess it seemed like a logical step because it seems less.
Yeah.
Not as big as a restaurant, but
Yeah.
but you've had restaurant experience, not cafe experience.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but how do you go from chef de partie to head chef?
Yeah. Well, like, I think the majority reason is because we want to present our ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even like the name Laurus, I picked this name. So that's also after we met our marketing partner. His name is Sam, and he helped us to find what's our project wants to how the project wants to be.
Yeah.
He found from where we are from, where we want to present to people, what's all the background of us, and what sources we can combine into this project. With the Laurus, Laurus, the name itself, it's a Latin name of the bay leaf, and that's the one common ingredients mostly used in Chinese cuisine, also in Western cuisine. And that's what we want to represent, is combine two cultures together in one. Yeah.
So in a way, you had kind of like a clean slate to produce whatever kind of menu you wanted under those guidelines of a sort of a modern Chinese,
yeah.
Australian or modern Chinese?
Modern Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's our original concept is modern Chinese dish with locally produced. So basically it's meaning we want to bring Chinese flavors into well-produced, fresh, local produce like fish or fruit and veg and great beef, those things.
Yeah, and your beef is great.
Yeah.
Have you still got that on the menu?
Yes, definitely.
It's so delicious.
Yeah, thank you.
So maybe talk me through, because I have eaten a few of the dishes, but talk me through some of the dishes so that perhaps listeners or readers can get an idea and come in. So what's your favourite dish? Do you have a favourite?
My favourite dish, so taste-wise, it's gonna be the eggplant.
Yes.
Do you still remember?
I loved that eggplant. And it was almost meaty in that it was so textural and flavoursome. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we don't want to coat too thick, but better outside. We still want to, like, people can still taste the eggplant, the texture, the softness of the eggplant. Yeah. And the batter, it's made from tapioca flour and rice flour and make it gluten-free. So that's actually compromise a lot of people. And with the glaze, that's the most important part. And the main ingredients there, it's combined 2 Chinese vinegar. One is Qing Kang vinegar, and another one is Chinese red vinegar. And that's really bring the decent flavor and the punchiness to the dish.
You know, I do remember that. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. It was so delicious. And what was the dish you had? It was 5 spice, but it actually had 10 spices in it. What do you?
That's actually that. So when I say Laurus 5 spice, it's a fundamental part of the menu. It's not only used in one dish, but it's used in a couple of dishes. For example, like beef rib. So beef rib, we slow cook the beef rib with a beef rib glaze, and that glaze made from that spice. Yeah.
Did you? Is that a traditional idea? The spices that go in? I don't know the 5 spices, but is your version of it? Where did you get that idea from? Is that your own playing around?
Well, actually, we can, as a Chinese people, I can pick up that idea very easily. Even from my childhood, we do eat a lot of 5 spice flavored things, like 5 spice beef brisket or 5 spice duck. Like, you do have a lot of 5 spice dishes there. Yeah.
And how did you decide on which dishes you would put on this menu?
Well, yeah, it's about the menu engineering, and I'm the first time doing this.
Yeah.
Like, start from scratch, putting up all the dishes together when it's just a concrete shell, you know. So at the beginning, I choose. So from our concept, I choose a couple of dishes. I want them to become the signature, and definitely gonna keep on the menu in the meantime. And then we go to the floor plan to see how the kitchen gonna set up physically with all different equipments. And then from the floor plan of the kitchen, and I know what's the capacity will be in the kitchen, and to develop the rest 80% of the menu. So that's my first menu, and there is still, it's not perfect, but we are still working on that, to be honest. Like, we're always working on the menu.
I think a lot of chefs are like that. There's never a finished product. You're always thinking about what's more, and what can I do, and how can I make it better, and so on.
Yeah.
Do you? Where do you get inspiration? Is it from cookbooks or from memories of food or Instagram? Where do you go for your inspiration?
Yeah, to be honest, it's a combination from all of those.
Yeah.
Like, definitely the first thing always start is what's this menu's concept is. That's the fundamental. And then go to cookbooks. No matter it's Chinese cookbook or it's Western cookbook, I always found it like you can get inspiration from both. Like, you don't limit on one. And also I do watch a lot of YouTube videos to see how people complete dishes. I went to restaurants in different states to try out if they do have modern Chinese, like this kind of restaurants, or if not modern Asian. They're always a good angle for me to pick up some dishes ideas.
And I could tell with your desserts that you had experience on the pastry section, because they're really innovative, and I was so impressed. They were quite intricate and clever. So just remind me what they were, because I remember them being amazing. But what were they? The desserts?
There was the signature. It's always the red bean ice cream with the brandy snap. Yes. Yeah.
Delicious.
And after that, we got the soybean curd with the honeycomb and the nashi pear, and then we was having the chocolate ganache cake with the coconut cream cheese, those things. Yes. What else? We got sorbet. We got Asian fruit sorbet, and I think that was.
I think you brought out a little tasting plate, which was amazing. And that's the idea really here too, isn't it? Is to get the tasting menu so that people can really taste the full range of dishes.
Yeah, they can upgrade from the red bean ice cream to the whole board.
Yeah. But even with the savoury dishes, it's a good idea to do that whole tasting menu, isn't it? So you can really...
Yeah, in the first time, definitely the tasting will be the a good option, because like you don't need to think that much. You don't need to think if you don't have an idea with Chinese food. The tasting, it's a good combination of all of the ranges, and it provides different levels of flavors to you as well.
Just to change a little slightly from the food, it's still all about food, but how did you go with managing a team? So being a leader, what's your style? Do you show? Do you tell? How do you, as a new head chef?
Yeah.
How has that been?
To be honest, I think I'm not that kind of tough personality to tell people do this thing straight away. Like what I do is I show them how I do, and I expect that they follow me to get it done. Yeah, that's my first venue. I'm also like I'm trying to improve in myself in the management style. It's challenging.
It is challenging. Yeah. And so what is it about being a chef and working with food that you love? Because obviously you've been drawn into it and you've strayed away from your business, still having to have some business ideas here, but you've strayed away from that business idea into being a chef and now a head chef. What is it about that you love?
The great thing I love about it's definitely so you can always explore and then put what you find, what you want to do on your menu. I think that's the most exciting part and the most part that can driven me. Rest of that, I find working with different kind of people, different personalities, and then learn new things. Like because when you getting to know new people, and you can just during conversation or see how people get things done, like that's something you're learning straight away. So that's also a great angle from my side. Also, there is a lot of challenges. It's like you need to communicate with marketing team, with your PR team, also with your finance part. Yeah. So I don't feel that's headache. I do feel that's something I'm learning. So I'm kind of the person who love to touch new things. Yeah.
It's great. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Roger Liu. If you want to experience all the greatness for yourself, which of course you do, you can follow Laurus on Instagram at Laurus Melbourne. That's Laurus Melbourne, and check out Roger's food. As for me, I'm also on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. And if you'd like to read more chats, you can check out the website www.conversationwithachef.com. I'd really love it if you told a friend about the chats, and of course you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts or click follow on Spotify so I know you're there. Once again, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day and see you back here sometime.